Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks again yesterday, Rose.
Morning.
I'm going to touch base with you this morning. You know, I'm in conference mode. I meant to talk to you yesterday.
I know you're fine. You're fine. I know you're busy.
I really appreciate it. And send me your information too, so I can take care.
No, you're welcome. I'm sewing up so that I can get up.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Sorry, I had a couple of tech difficulties getting in this morning. But how's everybody doing? Happy Friday.
Doing great. Happy Friday to you too.
Outstanding.
Good. Awesome, guys. All right, guys, it's our Friday Mastermind. 8:03. Where's everybody at? I thought everybody was waiting to get in. The door's open now. Let's see here. Hey guys, we always start our Friday masterminds with just some attitude of gratitude, some grateful statements. If we just go around the room, anything that you're grateful for on this morning. Anybody want to kick it off with anything that you're grateful for?
Just to be in the land of the living, Rod, as always, brother.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And I'm grateful for my family and my friends and my family and my friends and my job and just everyone around me.
All right, that's awesome. Cheryl, I know I owe you a call too.
Yes. Okay. Let me know when.
Okay. I will. I'm gonna try on one of my breaks today. Well, I'm at a conference this week, guys. And I'm probably not gonna be able to stay on the whole time this morning, so you guys can continue on the conversation. Okay, Tina, I saw Tina say her mic's not working. She's grateful. For God waking her up this morning and this blessed dream team. All right, Tina, thank you. Glad to have you. Anybody else? What are you grateful for?
Good morning, this is Linda. I'm grateful for family, grateful for God's love, just feeling his presence and his awesome power. And, you know, sometimes you just get his feeling, his love just surrounding you. So just grateful for his love this morning and this great dream team.
Woo. Awesome. Thank you, Linda.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
This is Pam coming to you guys from Orangeburg, South Carolina.
All right.
Yes, I'm grateful this morning for traveling mercies. It was a long trip, lots of things happening on the road, but
Wow.
God blessed, and we didn't see any terrible things. You know, we were praying for the folks that were in the accidents, and we arrived safely, and I'm thankful to be here. My father-in-law turned 87 yesterday.
Wow.
We're just grateful to still, have parents living, just being grateful to be around family this weekend. It's just an awesome feeling.
That's awesome, Pam.
Thank you.
Good. All right. Well, safe travels back.
Thank you.
Good. Anybody else? What are you grateful for this morning? Anybody? All right, well, I'm just grateful to see another day and just thankful. I've been in a convention all this week and getting ready to head up there now, but just so grateful for just the impact of the theme of the convention is a quantum shift, guys. So I'm gonna be bringing a lot of that content back. It was just so much of it is applicable in area, but especially also in business. So man, I just been downloading and taking a lot of notes and information that I feel that's going to impact Dream Team as well. Having that quantum leap, quantum shift, quantum leap in your business. So get ready, guys, get ready. All right, guys. Anybody else, anything that you're grateful for on this Friday morning? All right. Let's hear some wins, guys. So what's some wins? What's some good things happening in your business this week? Anybody want to celebrate this week that's good happening in your business?
I'm working with a buyer, with my first buyer actually, and I have one of my listings is going to be going back on the market next week.
All right. Awesome.
Congratulations. Awesome.
Congratulations.
I got to win. Okay, so I don't like to call people, but what I decided to do this week was text a FISBO on Zillow. And so, their property had been on the market for about 24 days. And I just texted them and asked them, was the basement finished? Because I didn't see a picture of the basement. So yesterday I went on the listing appointment and got the listing. So it's going to be in Powell's Landing, going to be at $730,000.
Whoa. Awesome. Linda.
Congratulations.
You go,
Wow.
Linda. Congratulations.
Wow. Big win.
Wow.
Thank you.
Cha-ching.
That's huge.
Woo.
That's awesome, Linda. Congratulations.
Thank you. And I took Gifty, my mentee, with me too.
Woohoo.
That's awesome. All right. Good.
Linda's the winner of the week.
I know, right? Any other wins, guys? Any closes? I got a closing happening here in about 2 hours or so. Buyer signing. My sellers already signed earlier this week, so we're just waiting on the buyer to sign this morning. So, and something else happened earlier this week. We got something under contract earlier this week. So, all right. Anybody else, guys? Y'all quiet this morning. No other wins. Kudos. I wanted to thank Rose again. Rose helped me out. So my buyers, while I'm attending this conference, thank you, Rose, attending the home inspection for me. Thank you.
I want to thank Lady. Lady's going to be
You're
at
so
a,
welcome.
Lady's going to be with my clients at a new home construction orientation meeting before they close on the 10th. I'll be in Mexico next week. So thank you, Lady, for doing that for me.
Woohoo, Mexico.
Woo, Mexico. Nice.
I have a win. I closed on a new construction property. I forgot when now. Wednesday, I think. And I have a new property coming soon. And we're getting closer and closer to getting this lease signed. So woo, it's a commercial lease. So I'm about to have a ride month. Hello.
All right.
Congratulations, Marcella.
That's awesome, Marcella. Congratulations.
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 Awesome. Anybody else? Anybody else on track? Who's on track to have your best year ever or awesome year? Who's
Me,
on?
Claiming
Me,
it.
me,
Yes.
me.
Yes, I am.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And even if you're not, you got to start declaring it, start speaking it, start claiming it. This is gonna be my best year ever. Best year ever.
This is gonna be my best year ever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
hold on.
I just saw in the chat, Tina said, thank you.
Oh.
You're welcome, Tina.
Just want to remind everybody, EXPCon goes up tomorrow on the
Ooh.
pricing for EXPCon. So today it's $700. If you buy after the 31st, 30th, it goes to $899. So
Ooh,
jump in there, y'all.
wow. They're
Oh
not
yeah, they
playing.
did say you could do payment plans this year too. If you don't want to pay the whole 700 at once, I think you can just do 250 deposit and then pay the rest. As long as it's paid by September, I think they said.
Oh,
I
okay,
need, thanks
good.
for the reminder, Linda. I gotta do that.
That's good to know. Good, good. Yeah, thank you for that reminder. Thank you for Marcella's. That's, I'm sure that'll help a lot of agents being able to kind of split it up. Yeah, that's wow. But it's amazing. It's an awesome investment, guys. I'm telling you, you'll be changed. You'll never be the same again after you attend one of those events.
I agree.
Yep. It's a great investment, business write-off, every part of that trip, get to write it off. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. You guys, can I make somebody co-host? Because I am gonna have to drop here in a few minutes to head out. I'm attending a church convention this week. Anybody's able to be co-host, let folks in? Anybody?
I can.
Jason, okay, awesome. Thanks, Jason. Okay. All right, guys. Any other wins? Good things happening in your business.
I picked up another listing as well as another buyer yesterday. So
Awesome.
Woohoo!
Awesome, Natasha.
Go, Natasha.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
yeah, I have a listing going live next week. Rather I'd be co-host, but I'm about to be on the road. So I
Okay.
figured, yeah.
No, I understand.
I forgot I picked up buyers too. I got
I'm
my
not sure if I can do it from my
EXP
phone.
reload buyer. The referral from the reload group. Has anybody done
Yeah.
reloads or
None.
Rio?
Not getting anything from them ourselves.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got the first one, so we'll see how it goes.
Woohoo.
All right, that's awesome.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Awesome, awesome. All right, guys, let me share my screen right quick, and I'm gonna share it, but you guys gonna have to kind of continue on the conversation. Let's see, let me get back to my screen here. Screen. It takes discipline. Can y'all see my slide?
It says Rod Obi has started screen share. There it goes. Now it popped up.
Oh, really? Okay. Huh.
It's up now.
Okay, cool, cool. Talk about discipline this morning, guys. Discipline. Discipline. Because I just believe, you can know everything. You can have a lot of head knowledge, but until you have the discipline to like really take action. Discipline in every part of your life, guys. It's just gonna be like just having a lot of knowledge, not a lot of wisdom, being the smart agent that knows it all, but not really having a lot of transactions, not really making it happen for yourself. Like it took discipline. I don't know if Linda, are you able to just talk about it? Like Linda, what made you make that call? I mean, it was getting out of, she had to get out of her comfort zone. Well, I'm gonna let her tell it, but you know,
Yeah, I had to get out of my comfort zone. But you know what? I really want to hit icon. And so when Rod said, I'm running, I said, I'm going to run with him. So I'm going to do everything I need to do to try to get there.
yeah,
You know, when you hit the run icon, you got to get 20. And so that means I got to be talking to everybody and anybody.
yeah,
And so I just came with that mindset, that you have to do it because you have to increase the numbers. And that's the only way I'm going to increase the numbers.
Mm. Wow. That's awesome. Let's see, what did I do here? That's powerful. So she's just really had a made up mind to just go and do it, guys. It's going to take discipline. Let me get back to my screen here. It takes just discipline to get up every day and do what you're supposed to do as a realtor. Because again, you guys hear it a lot in the calls. We're entrepreneurs. We can make up our own schedule. We can travel. We can go wherever. We can be on a vacation every single day if we wanted to. but you're at the end of the day, your results are going to show. Your results are going to show exactly what you've been doing or what you haven't been doing. Is that right, y'all? The results you're getting
That's exactly right.
is based on what you're doing, what you're not doing. So that first one here is stay in faith and expectation. And we've been hearing a lot of that at the convention. I've been, Quantum Leap, having an expectation, staying in faith, knowing it's already done. That's the first thing, guys. Discipline, taking discipline over your mind, your mindset. Discipline mindset, like no, it's gonna happen. It's on the way. Like we were talking about Rose today. Rose, I know it's not today, but the other day. But having that expectation that it's gonna happen. You've been sowing all the seeds. You've been doing the right thing. You've been making all the calls. You've been doing everything that you're supposed to do. So it is on the way. My wife is saying, "Wrap it up, wrap it up."
Amen to that.
So guys, stay in faith, expectation, knowledge versus discipline. Linda could have just been like, man, she knows the knowledge, she knows what to do, she knows about FISBO, she knows everything to do, but until she had the discipline to take action, and now she's got a $700,000 listing. Amazing. Consistent, predictable action will create consistent, predictable results, guys. Get that right. Somebody may need to take a picture of this, write that down. Consistent, predictable action, guys. Consistent action, consistent results that you're going to get. But if you're consistently not prospecting, not following up, then you're going to consistently not have business and not get commission checks. So if somebody can take a quick picture of this, guys, I'm gonna have to close out with this one. If y'all can just continue the conversation, some of our, leaders on the line, guys, can y'all continue this conversation, talking about goals and follow-up and leads and discipline? Y'all got it?
Yes, we got it.
All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna see y'all on Monday, Dream Team. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Okay, thank
Have a
y'all.
good
All
one.
right. Okay. Yeah.
Have a good one, Rod.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody want to add to that?
Yeah, I'm going to add the next one that Rod has: make calls, contacts, videos, and text messages. So the reason why I started doing text messages, because I really didn't have access to who was not on the do not call list. And so I figured if I do a text, I'm not really going to be infringing upon if they're not on the do not call list, because that's not the same thing as making the call. So so I just want to put it out there. If you don't want to make the calls, send a text. And the only thing they can say, don't text me or something like that.
Right.
At least you won't get that $10,000 fine.
I just call whatever. I don't check. I call. I've not been reported. I don't know anyone that has. If they say take me off, I just delete them. But Like if they say, oh, I'm on the do not call list, like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And just go to the next one.
Yeah.
Can you guys?
You are braver than me because I don't want to be fined. So I look my calls up on Remind. And
Yeah, but
who's
who's gonna report you? Like, who can they report you to and be like,
I had somebody threaten to report me.
Mm.
yeah, but did they
Yeah.
actually do it? Did you apologize? I'd have been like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I had no idea.
I
Which
apologize
most of the
so
time
many
I don't,
times.
because I don't look.
I apologize so many times. She
Uh,
said she was a former realtor.
Oh.
she was just having a
in
bad day. She was
Yep.
mad because you were making your calls and she wasn't.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you guys talk a little about the fishbowl, please, Linda?
I didn't hear her.
I
She
said,
said, can you talk about the FISBO, for sale by owners?
Oh, yeah, Rose, we went through that last night. Sorry you missed that call, but what it is on Zillow, when you go on Zillow and you select buy, they have an option for you to select for sale by owner. And so that's what I did. I selected for sale by owners, and then in your search bar, you can put any city and state that you want to search. And so I just chose Woodbridge, Virginia. And I saw, all the listings that have been on for a while and just started, just picking out who I was going to text. And so, I picked out the big number first. And so that's how I got it. Matter of fact, I'm going to do one this morning on another one that I see. But like I said, you can put any city and state wherever you live and see who's on Zillow under the for sale by owners.
Okay.
I have a question, Linda. Did you pick one that I've not had success with for sale by owners, but I have done better with expireds. So for the for sale by owners, do you look at the time they've been on Zillow, or you don't care if they're on there, you just reach out and then follow up? Or like, what's your strategy with the for sale by owners?
Okay, my strategy was if they've been on Zillow for a while, like they were on Zillow for 24 days. And then I checked Bright MLS just to make sure that it wasn't listed, because sometimes Zillow doesn't update, their website, but they weren't listed. They hadn't been listed, and they were the original owners of the home, and they purchased in 2007. So I knew they had a lot of equity, but let me tell you, they were firm that they weren't going to negotiate, that commission. So they were firm on what they wanted, and that was it.
But they did still list with you, like they gave you the appointment, let you come over. They didn't say bring a buyer. Like,
nope, they didn't. Not at all. Matter of fact, she called me back because I just sent the text and asked if she had an unfinished basement. And so when she called, we just had a long conversation. And she said, it must be something about you. She said, usually I don't have no long conversations with anybody. And so, but I just made her comfortable and everything. And so when I got there with her and her husband, they just felt comfortable. And she said, that's why I called you and was ready for you to come over. So, yeah.
So they were just ready. Yeah.
They were ready.
The timing was right. That's good. But what was your initial conversation? Like, if you don't mind sharing, what did you say when you first called them or text them?
Oh, in the text, I just asked if they had an unfinished basement because they didn't show a picture of the basement when they listed the pictures. And that's all I asked. And she called me. And so when she called,
and you knew you put in your signature that you were a realtor, right?
I did. I put in there that I was Linda Lewis and the company that I was with. But let me tell you, I think what the key was, I addressed her by her name. Because when she called me, she said, how did you know my name? And I said, because I did some research on you. I looked in the tax record and I saw who were the owners of the property. And so when I did the text, I addressed her by her name. And I think that was the key factor, because she said, no one ever addresses me by my name. I get these emails and everything like that. But I said, I searched you. I knew how long you've been in the property, and I know how much you probably owe on the property and everything. So I did the research even before she made the call to me.
Okay, so you did your homework. Okay,
Oh.
that's good. So it wasn't just like a blind call
Right.
to the for sale by owners. Okay, that makes sense. Good stuff. Well, congrats again.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome.
I think your approach was different too, because you didn't ask anything. All you said, I mean, like about listing or, you know what I mean? You just said,
Right.
asked about the basement. So everybody else was calling for something else on the
Right.
property. But that's a good angle, Linda. I'm gonna try that. Maybe I'll target like 10 and do the research on those 10 so I'll know like when they call back, and
Yeah.
then I'll approach it that way. But I like the idea of the text message too. Did you text from your regular phone or did you text from like KB Core?
No, my regular phone, because I think it's important when they see a local phone number. And that was important to her too. You know, if you were familiar with the area where, you know, where they live at and everything, that was very important.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
I like
stuff.
that, Linda, because I haven't called many, but the times that I've called them, I've done the research and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm doing too much. I'm over analyzing before I make this call. I just need to make the call, but I can't seem to make the call without doing the research because
Research,
I
yep.
fear somebody's gonna ask me something I don't know the answer.
Mhm.
So I gotta do the research. So I like that. I also like what you said, that you pick out a number of them and not just try to call everybody,
Right.
Yeah.
because I can't do that. I just can't roll from call to call. So I like that.
Yeah.
Something about sending a text, and I was reading something the other day, and you know, people of a certain age, you know, younger folks, they look at a phone call the same way a lot of us might look at a fax or something else. Sending a text is pretty much, you know, the preferred method of communication among most people. They don't really want to answer a phone call, and I was thinking about that, and it kind of goes back to, you know, some of my personal experience when I would do recruitment events here in the Pittsburgh area. A lot of I did a lot of recruitment events at colleges. A lot of the kids would come in, they would walk by, if you didn't have something shiny on your desk or your booth where you're at that they could pick up and take with them, more than likely they weren't going to stop, let alone even look at you, because they were, you know, they would be on their phones or whatever. They didn't really want to interact. And there's a breakdown of communication, you know, communication skills, actually speaking to somebody, actually having a conversation. And this has been going on for years. And I thought about that. Well, that probably, you know, bleeds over into other communications. A lot of folks don't want to have a spoken conversation because they're not used to it. They're not practiced at it. They'll take a text, they'll look at a text, they'll read a text because to them that's comfortable and they can get back to you. You know, you don't have to have that interaction, that personal interaction. So one of the things that I've been trying to do is turn away from calling folks all the time. That's my go-to. Pick up the phone, call somebody. But I'm trying to now think, okay, I probably should send a text.
Well, Jason, you know what I would recommend too, if you like calling, what I do sometimes too, especially if it's a newer client or a prospect that I'm going after, I will call, but as soon as I get the voicemail, I definitely leave a message and then I follow it up immediately with the text. And what I find, if I have the email, I'll send an email too. But what I find is majority of the time they respond to the text. So, But I'll say, even in the text or in my voicemail, I'll say, oh, I'll also shoot you a quick text, because you never know. Like sometimes people don't have time to listen to the voicemail. Some people just don't check their voicemails.
Right.
Some people get bombarded with emails, so they may not see it, you know, right away. But the text, they always have their phone in their hand and they can respond pretty quickly to the text. So I also feel too, because they say, you know, we need to make what is it, like 6 to 12 initial contacts before a person will respond, especially if it's like a cold call. So I'm like, well, I just knocked out 3 right there. I called, I shot a text and an email. So that's 3 right there. So if I call, text, and email again, that's 6. So I'm on my way to getting, you know, closer to a response. But usually they'll respond to the text is what I found. So I would say keep calling, but then also follow it up with the text.
Thanks for sharing that.
You're
Thank you,
welcome. I
Marcella.
actually have a question for the military people on the call. So I picked up 2 veteran buyers, and I've worked with veterans before, but I'm getting the impression that one is an older gentleman, and I'm under the impression that he's very like cookie cutter, like straight lace and like alpha personality. What would be your suggestion or recommendations in how to deal with this personality type, or like the military personnel that's like, I don't know, I'm in my mind, I'm picturing like a hardcore personality.
Well, Marcella, Brenda, military. I'm a new agent, but I have worked with one of my clients is military right now. And from my experience so far, I've kind of had to, you know, let him know, like, these are my recommendations. Obviously, the decision is your choice. However, I would highly recommend this based on this, and kind of go that route. And I think that's been helping, hopefully that helps.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't want to make the decisions for them. You want
Right.
to show them the data and let them
Mhm.
make the decision, because they want to be in charge. They got to be in
Yes.
charge. So you
Yes.
got to let them think that they're in charge,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
drive
that's
them where you want them to go. And that's by showing them the data.
Yes,
okay.
Yep.
I
Yep.
totally agree with that. And then acknowledge what they know. Because many
Mhm.
times they will have done the research and they want
Mhm.
to, you don't want to argue with them.
No.
Acknowledge their research, and don't, how do I want to say, don't pander to them, don't be weak with them, but then
Mhm.
acknowledge and assert the other things that's going on that adds to the research that
Mhm.
they've done. Because they
Mhm.
don't want to be dismissed. Like
Okay.
Rodney said, they want to be in charge. So that you
Okay.
let them know that information is valuable. But guess what? This is what I have too. Okay.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
and if they leave with the, well, Zillow says this is how much my house is worth. Hey, that's really great. That's called the automated value model. What we typically use as realtors is the realtor value model. And here's the
Mhm.
difference. And lead with something like that.
Okay.
And that shows what you're talking about, but still at the end, let them make the decision.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I also feel like, like I have the joking personality and I'm laughing and stuff. I don't feel like this person is I just feel like they're very straight laced, and, if I joke, they'll be looking at me like, she's not serious. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I can't be myself.
That's funny.
Absolutely not too much joking,
No.
because
Okay.
they want the professional,
All right.
because
I'm
there's
coming
their
with my
background.
corporate hat on.
Yeah.
It depends, depending on the individual and what they've done. They're looking at you as, I need information.
Mhm.
Tell me what you know. I'll make a decision. If
Okay.
you're not providing that value to me, then I need to be talking to somebody else. Because the reason why they're speaking with you is because they feel that you're providing them the information that they need to do what they want to do. They're not there to joke, they're not there to play, playtime is for playtime, and now this is business. So we need to handle business and move on. The time for jokes would be after you close on the house.
And don't be hurt when they veer to the left and make a decision that is totally, out of whack. Just kind of try and guide them back. But at the same time, it is their decision, especially when it comes to pricing. They may be, several $1,000s off on their price because they're still in their mind, if Zillow says it's true. And, you got to let them go on that journey until it's proven, until the market shows them otherwise. So you may say something like, okay, well, let's try it out at your price point that you want, because now you're letting them make the decision, and let's see how the market does. And whatever that price is, as long as it's nothing that is outrageous, you may say, that is a little high. However, if that's the price point you want to go with, let's try that out and see how the market does. And just let it go for a little while. And at some point, you go back and have the conversation with them about pricing, and they'll probably dial it back, after the home has been on the market for a while. And
It's
that's
a
when you
buyer.
have
This is a buyer.
Oh, it's a buyer? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then make sure they got their pre-approval, and they'll stay within that range. They may even want to go lower, but you'll just have to set expectations when it comes to making an offer, and then go for it.
Okay. Well, thank you. That was all valuable feedback, everybody. Appreciate it. I guess we should keep going with the slides. Let's see. Follow-up was the next one. Anybody have a great method of follow-up? Some strategy or automated system or time frame or something you've put in place yourself to follow up with leads?
I'm horrible at following up. I need to know that too.
I'm not going to speak
Yeah.
that one into existence, but I'm right there with you. But they say the fortune is in the follow-up, so we have to follow up.
It is, and I've done it, and every time I've followed up with someone, I've gotten the lead has gotten a little bit warmer. It's just I don't have it. It's not consistent. Like it's almost like it's almost like when I think about it, oh man, I need to follow up with this person, that type thing. But I do believe fortune is in the follow-up.
Agree. I will say, so this is my method, and it's not a surefire method, but sometimes when I don't plan my day in advance and I'm like, oh, what am I going to do today? What I'll do is go back through my notebook, because I write all my leads down and take notes from conversations, calls, whatever. So I'll go back to like the beginning of my notebook and I'll just start flipping through the pages like, hey, who haven't I called in a while? Because I always write the date. And sometimes I'll also write the time of when I spoke to that person. And so I can see, oh, darn, I haven't spoken to this person in a month, 2 months, a couple weeks or whatever. So then I'll just go back through the list and call everybody on the list. So that's my method of following up. So it's not consistent. It's not a real system, but that's what I do. But I'm wondering if anybody has something better in place or some other strategy or automation, set up? Are you putting people on campaigns in KV Core or whatever CRM you're using?
I don't have a good follow-up. If anybody has a great campaign they can use besides KV Core, let me know.
Right. Share, somebody share. We can't all be bad at follow-up.
One of the,
No,
one
I'm
of the
gonna
things-
share.
Yeah, one of the things that I just started using, I've used it in the past for other things, but I'm trying to move it around now towards real estate. And that is OneNote. It's a Microsoft product. If you have a Windows machine, more than likely, you have it. It's there somewhere. It does take a little bit of work to sit down and figure out how it works. But once you figure it out, I think it's probably the best planner out there. And it integrates with all the Microsoft products. So you could have, you give it for instance, I made 4 calls yesterday. I put them all on OneNote. I can take if somebody sends me an email out of that call, I can take the email and move it to OneNote and designate it as under a specific day. So it integrates with everything that you have on your computer, and it's there, so you can always go back and refer to it. So all of the folks that I spoke to yesterday, they're there. I can go back and look. And what I do is when I start another day, I make another page. If there are calls from the previous day, people that I spoke to, I'll move them over to the next day. So that when I look at that during that day, I see, oh, I spoke to that person yesterday. Or if I want to go back, say 2 weeks, I can go back to that page and go back through the pages and see when I last spoke to somebody. Really the big thing there is making sure that you keep track of moving these things forward to the next day. If you forget about it, if you forget about it and don't do it, the tool doesn't help you. But it's a good way that I've found of keeping track of just the things that you're doing throughout the day. Notes.
So it sounds
anything.
like an electronic notebook. So it's basically like you're taking notes, but it's online and it's connected to so all your devices, because you'll be able to access it that way.
Correct. And you can also even dictate to it. So you can just hit a button and speak into it, and it'll populate right on OneNote. You can add pictures, you can add videos, you can add web links, emails, all to the same page.
Okay. So you're taking notes on each of your leads that you're talking to or that you want to talk to. Is it sort of like a to-do list that you're making? I'm just trying to
Not
make
necessarily. If I have I'll give you an example. I had a conversation with a couple loan officers yesterday, a couple clients about one about Home Partners of America. I have a call today at 11. I put I spoke into OneNote and just said, I have a call at 11. I have this, I have this, I have this, and it's all in OneNote. And now today, I can go in, copy that page, put it in the next page, and I've dated them by date. So yesterday was the 28th. Today's page is the 29th. Everything's moved over, and I can just tap on it and say, oh, here's client X. I had this conversation. We're having a meeting today at this time. If there was a link I sent them or anything, I could put the actual link right there, as opposed to having pages and notebooks and things all over the place. I can put everything related to that person right on the same screen. I can also, if you go to your phone, you can download OneNote for your phone, and you can hit a button, open up OneNote, dictate to it, and they have I'm not sure what it's called, but basically you can just capture ideas and thoughts, and then you can put it where you want it, where you want later. But it's a good way of just capturing ideas in one place, and then you can sort it out later. As opposed to, I know we all probably, if you're sitting at your desk, you're writing one notebook, you might write in another
Yes.
notebook, you pick up a piece of paper, you write on that. And at the end of
All
the day,
over
you're trying to pull them all together. Well, here you can just, if you remember, go right into OneNote, put it in there so that everything that you do is right there.
Yeah, OneNote has some really good searchable features as well. I treat it like a electronic notebook, literally. So, it looks like a notebook online and from my phone and it's integrated with all of my with the Microsoft products that I use. So even though I am a big Mac user, I find that OneNote has always been my go-to. I can search for things on there pretty quickly and keep up with where things are on my devices. I don't use it for my real estate business right now, but it's a thought, maybe something that I plan on doing in the future.
Yeah, that's awesome because I can tell you, I have notebooks and I'm like running out of paper all the time. And then, sometimes if someone calls you on the fly, like you said, Jason, I'm putting, writing on whatever's in front of me. And then I'm looking for it again and like, where's my notes on this person? I know I talked to this person. So that's really great. We are with EXP, technology based. So I need to step up my game and lose the notebooks, the physical notebooks. Pam, you still there? I think you were trying to say something also.
Oop. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm walking, so I was trying to talk out of the wind. So I was actually confessing, Marcella, I am hooked to the notebook. I write everything in my note.
Uh-oh, you hit mute, Pam.
Huh?
You hit the mute button. You said you put everything in
Can
your
you hear me?
notebook.
I
Yep,
put
now we
everything
can.
in my notebook.
Mhm.
Good morning. So I write all my notes down. I keep my notebooks. So not just do I go through the notebook that I'm currently working in, once a quarter, I'll go through an old notebook just to see who I never finished the deal with, to try and reach back out to them, start up another conversation. So I don't know that I'll ever move over 100% electronically, but I do use the Samsung Notes on my phone. It's connected to my calendar. So I'm getting there.
I use Samsung Notes. How do you connect it to your calendar?
By accident. One day a prompt, I'm serious, a prompt came up, asked me if I wanted to connect, and I clicked it.
Okay.
So probably somewhere in the settings you could do it.
Okay. I'll research that. I'll tell you guys, I've tried putting all my leads, prospects into an Excel spreadsheet also and going through that, but I just find it's too hard to keep up with. It's easier for me to do the paper, but I do like the idea of OneNote. I am using Samsung Notes, but I use that for like quick messages. So like my cookie cutter template things, like if people text me or ask me something, then I can just copy and paste from my Samsung Notes and, reply quickly to them. I don't have to retype, the same message over and over. That's mostly what I use that for. And then also for like my social media, if I'm using hashtags or the same, I have my little themes for each day. So sometimes my wording is pretty much the same. So I'll just copy and paste the same words, to post something in social media. So that takes, it just takes up less time. But I really do like the idea of OneNote. Thanks guys for sharing. And connecting Samsung Note to the calendar. I'm gonna look into that, Pam.
Can I add one thing?
Yes.
What I did was also, after I made the call to the FSBO, I sent her a personal note in the mail. And so what I did was just, talked about what we talked about in the conversation on the phone. And then I look forward to hearing from her soon with my business card. But sometimes I think that also gives a personal touch with the client. After you make that call, especially if you know the address and everything, send them a personal note and thank them for taking your call, and having a great conversation.
That's actually, you reminded me, I haven't called expireds in a while, but when I would reach out to them, if I had a good conversation with them, not, not the ones that were, a little off-putting, but if I had a good conversation with them, then I would also mail them a little note. Like I buy those blank cards from the Dollar Tree, so you get like 8 for $1. And then I would just write a personal note like about what we talked about and mail that to them after we talked. So that's a good thing. Anyone else? Well, the next thing on the list, it says it takes discipline to cap an icon. So congratulations to all the cappers this year. I guess the rest of us on the road to icon. Anybody want to share what it took to cap? Or what you did specifically?
What I did was I wrote my goals. Okay, so to cap, I got to get to that 16,000. So I really started focusing on my SOI and communicating with them more, especially if I know they have been in the home for a little while. And I think they may be, ready to sell. So, and that specifically happened last year when I capped twice. And that was nothing but my SOI. That was just hitting my SOI and trying to hit those numbers. And so, but the key to icon, and I think that's what I'm trying to master, because that icon, you got to get those 20 transactions in order to hit the icon, to get that number to grow. And so that's why I focus more now. Okay, you're hitting your SOI, but now you got to think outside the box and hit everybody else to get to the icon mode.
Good stuff. I was wondering too, has anybody hit icon from, because there's two ways you can hit it. You can either hit it by doing like the 20 plus transactions after you cap, so basically it's making sure that EXP gets that $5,000 transaction fee, so that equals 20 transactions. But if you split it, or co-list or collaborate with another agent, that 250 is going to be cut in half, so you'd have to do more than 20. But the other way to hit icon is to have 500,000 GCI. So if your gross commission income is 500,000, you also icon. And it doesn't count your number of transactions. So my goal this year is going after luxury new construction. So it puts me at a higher price point. And then, I may not have to do as many transactions, or at least I'll have two ways to go after icon. So I'll try to I'm removing the word try from my vocabulary. I'm going to go after a higher volume of transactions as well as higher price point, so that, I'll hit it one way or another.
So can you elaborate on that 500,000?
So if you earn 500,000 GCI in your annual year, your fiscal year, then you become icon. It's two ways you can hit it. Either if you make the 500,000 gross commission income, or if you cap and then pay the 5,000 transaction fee cap.
Thank you. Never heard of that one.
Yep. I read about it. Oh, wait, somebody put something in the chat. Oh, it just says, thanks, that's awesome. Oh, wait, no. So Tina put in the notes, I just started using Supernote for my personal and business notes. Great tool, just like a notebook. Tina, is that something that you pay for, or is it like an Android or iPhone product, or something totally separate? I don't think she can talk, though. Yeah, I don't think she can talk. Okay. Well, oh, there it goes. Okay, she says the device that she purchased. Okay. Well, good to know. Electronic. I believe so. Well, we know Samsung Note is free and OneNote. Jason, I don't know if you go over a certain amount of data if they begin to charge you, or is it like unlimited? Do you know?
If you have Microsoft Office,
Mm-hmm.
you should have OneNote. They have OneDrive, which is like a cloud drive, like Google,
Oh
like
yeah, I
like
have
like
OneDrive. Yeah,
like
mine
Google
is
Drive.
full.
Yeah. So if you have
Okay.
Microsoft Office, you pretty much have OneNote. And for all intents and purposes, it's free. It's free. If you have Word, if you have Excel, OneNote is just another one of those apps. Uh, but the thing about OneNote is that it integrates with all those other apps. So you could attach a Word file, you could attach a spreadsheet, you can integrate it with Microsoft Outlook, which is your email and your calendar. So it kind of integrates seamlessly, and that's one of the things that I'm working on now is tying it into my calendar in my email, so that everything, if I put it in one, I can move it to the other. If I put it in my email, I can move it to OneNote. If I put it on OneNote, I can move it to my calendar. However you do it, you can, because it's all part of Microsoft.
Gotcha.
And the one thing, and it's not, my wife and I we're both kind of researching this. If you have Google products, Google does not have products that allow you to do that. You have Gmail, you have your email, but there's really no other products that integrate like the Microsoft products do. Google does have Sheets and their Word documents. I think you can integrate those a little bit, but what I've found is that, again, this is just new. This is something I'm doing right now, but the Microsoft products, they mesh seamlessly. So if you're trying to keep track of appointments, and say you write down a date or something on OneNote, you can then just move it straight to a calendar, or take an email and move it straight to OneNote. And there's a lot of videos out there on YouTube where you can go out and see exactly how you do that.
Gotcha. Well, we're definitely at the top of the hour. It's 9. I have one more question. So I don't know if anybody can stay on quick. I just wanted to ask, is anybody using Jotform or like Google Docs for your buyer intake sheets or your seller intake sheets, to where it's electronic, where you're capturing the information from them, so if you meet a prospect, you can send them the sheet and say, hey, can you complete this? Or after you have your, I don't know, initial phone call or something, and you're sending it to them. Is anybody using any of those tools?
I haven't. I've heard about it, but I haven't used it.
I am using Zoho Forms.
Zoho. Is that ZOHO?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I use Zoho for a lot of stuff though.
Okay. Well, we're going to ask you for a Wednesday training on that, Natasha.
Hey, Marcella.
Yes.
Hey, reach out to Patrice, because she does use that. She created her own intake form, and she uses it electronically to collect the data. She showed me a sample of it, and I love it. So it would be great to use.
I have my questions. I just want to automate it to where I can send it to people. I used to do it for commercial, but it was just a Word document, and they would have to like print it, handwrite on it, or PDF if they could edit online. But I want something that's a little more modern. But all right, well, thanks guys. Everybody have a great weekend. It's 9 o'clock. Go out there, get some new listings, and we're all on the road to Icon. Woo woo, best year ever.
Amen. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.